Hello! In this video, we will discuss the hardware and software basics of transferring a digital video file onto a VHS tape while maintaining maximum image and sound quality. To achieve this, we will be utilizing broadcast studio-grade equipment that can now be readily obtained for under $100. I've spent the better part of the last decade experimenting with analog video archival methodologies. During this journey, I came across the AJA Kona LHi, and it may be the biggest piece of sleeper tech in the whole analog video scene. This is a $2,000 capture and transfer card that most of its original owners now find obsolete, and are letting it go for as little as $40. This card was designed from the ground up to perform the exact task at hand: the transfer of a broadcast quality digital master file onto an NTSC analog format. eBay will be your best bet for trying to find one of these cards. This listing here is the perfect setup. It is brand new and includes the breakout cable for under $70. The person who picked this up got an excellent deal. Do not underestimate the importance of high-quality tapes. The naming conventions are not really standardized across brands, so it can be difficult to determine which quote-unquote premium tape truly is premium. One of the easiest ways is to look for sealed tapes that are labeled broadcast quality. These will have top-of-the-line magnetic tape formulations and coatings, as well as a more durable plastic housing. When preparing your digital master file, try to source it directly from a Blu-ray disc in your own collection. As shown here with our example Mad Max, we have generated a one-to-one transfer of the disc files using MakeMKV. Regardless of your source file, you will first want to transcode it into ProRes 422HQ using Handbrake. This ensures that your linear editor has no trouble reading the codec when doing color correction and editing, but it also allows us to easily downconvert the multi-channel audio into stereo at the same time. Handbrake makes this fairly straightforward when using their built-in profiles. You can leave all the pre-populated settings on default and just change the audio to stereo. My editor of choice is Vegas Pro. Double check that your linear editor has not modified your timeline frame rate, resolution, pixel format, or color space. We are trying to transform the source material as little as possible in preparation for transfer. However, sometimes modern films are shot with incredibly low lighting. In some instances, you may need to adjust the contrast and other parameters to aid in visual clarity when the content is played back on a VCR and a CRT. Mad Max is vibrant and uniformly well lit. It will require no color correction before transfer. I have found that I personally prefer cropping widescreen content down to 16:9. You are free to crop how you see fit, and you could even try your hand at some pan and scan action if you are really wanting the full-screened 4:3 experience. For the sake of sanity though, most of my transfers end up being 16:9. Now this is potentially the most important information of the entire video if you are planning on utilizing the Kona LHi. The LHi is very particular about the file flags and characteristics that it ingests. In order to unlock the proper hardware-based transcoding pipelines, you'll want to go with the foolproof method again of using ProRes 422HQ and being certain that it has the Rec 709 flagging enabled. I have my LHi installed on a dedicated Linux system, which is why the screen looks a little different. Don't worry, the LHi is fully compatible with Windows and Mac OS as well. Your two pieces of software here are going to be the somewhat confusingly named Control Room and Control Panel. Control Room will play back your master file and pipe it into Control Panel, which will apply your transform settings and speak directly with the LHi card. Let's go through the relevant tabs within Control Panel. On the Control tab, I prefer a black test pattern, so that the tape starts with a simple black screen. Set playback lock to free run. On the Format tab, this is the second most important thing that you'll learn in this video. Set the video format to 1080 SF mode. This stands for Progressive Segmented Frame. We won't deep dive into this nuance too much. Just know that PSF is a scheme used to record and transmit true progressive frames through equipment and cables that traditionally only support interlaced signals. This setting is what allows the Kona LHi to perform its studio quality transform of high definition 23.98 frame progressive video down to standard definition interlaced format with proper 3:2 frame pull down. You'll notice the green arrow on the GUI indicating that the hardware pipeline is active and compatible. If we select standard 1080p from the drop-down menu, which you might conventionally think is the proper choice, the arrow becomes red. The LHi will still perform video transform, but it will suffer from quality loss that wouldn't happen if it used the dedicated transform pipeline. My tape recorder has an S-video input, so we will utilize the composite Y+C format setting to take advantage of that higher quality signal. On video setup, ensure that progressive preference is set to PSF format. The color space transform is set to Rec 601. The hardware will now automatically take the 709 HD color space and change it to 601 NTSC. Lastly, change the monitor level to 12 decibels. The LHi outputs a fairly hot audio signal that even prosumer VCR decks aren't accustomed to. You may get audio clipping if your source material is too loud, and you may need to alter the gain within your linear editor before transfer. Your software is now properly configured and ready to accept the master file. Insert your VHS tape and press record. Wait a few seconds. Then press play within Control Room. I'll typically set a timer on my phone for when the movie is done playing. An important note: if you mouse over to Control Panel at any time, it will pause your playback within Control Room. So once you press play, leave it sit until the recording is finished. One last note about tapes. Even if your tapes are in new, sealed condition, you should still retension them before recording. Simply fast forward the tape to the end, and then rewind it back. Repeat this process twice so that the tape is now properly tensioned. Here's a side-by-side comparison of our Blu-ray source material next to the VHS transfer we just created. Obviously, there are differences in image definition, but I want to bring attention to how much detail is actually retained. The color composition is incredibly well preserved, and the frame rate resample is not introducing ghost frames or significant judder. When this tape is played back on a CRT, it will produce an image at the maximum quality the standard VHS medium can obtain. Thank you for watching. To my delight, it seems like analog video is making a bit of a comeback recently. I hope this video aids creators in their pursuit of high quality, low fidelity media content.